that education, it is the only sector which can bring that child of a farmer and the child of a president, a child of a child of LC5 and sit on the same table. Then we should begin trying to change our education sector. We should begin aligning it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to make up laws, but I have mentioned a number of times that one of the principles of a law should be blind. We have here officers from the ministry, the DIS, the head teachers from various schools. But if one of the principles of the law that is supposed to be blind, and we are saying we are going to implement what we are going to agree on today, and a local person from my village who equally has a school hears that a school of the minister so and so is charging highly, it is
nothing and leave the status quo to continue. Who prefers that? Eh? Do we have some people who are owners of private schools here? If you own a school, please just no shame in it. Owning the school, then this meeting is not very represented. We wanted to hear also from people who own schools.
700.
700.
Body.
Do you really want that situation to change? I want it to go up. Okay? Let us also hear from any other person owning a school who knows the yes.
Our average, it is a rural school, our average is 500.
Do you really want that situation to change or to remain the same?
Downward, upward.
No. Whether up or down.
It should go upward.
So none of us here believe that the status quo, all levels. We agree with this. There is also increased investments in private schools, increased public awareness about the importance of education, and also reducing literacy levels in both urban and rural areas. However, the issue of increasing school fees chargeable by schools is threatening to undo the successes. The effects of COVID-19 worsened the already existing problem of steadily rising school fees. For example, it is reported that government-aided schools such as Budo, Gayaza, High School, Nabisusa, plus the schools that you are mentioning. Who said is in public school? Who's paying a lot in public school? Yes, down there. Those schools have, in a space of 1 year, increased from 1.7, that is the money they were paying in 2020, to an average of 2.8. This is a school like Gayaza, and from 1.7, the increase is almost 1 million shillings, and they're still increasing because I think every time the term starts, you get a new circular that school fees are increasing. While Ministry of Education has from time to time issued circulars warning schools against hiking school fees and charges, most schools have conveniently largely opted to ignore these directives without any consequences. It does not mean that we have not done anything. Every time we issue that there is no increase in school fees. But schools increase anyway. And when they increase, we just quiet because we are also parents. Why increasing? But we don't have any law to hold them against the increase. For example, now you cannot take a school like Subi or Nabumari to court
because there's no law stopping that school from increasing that school fees. If government does not take action, the consequences, some of which include massive school dropouts, decreasing household income, dishonest to government programs and services, mental health issues on part of children and parents will increase. Aren't you so stressed? And I really pray that your stress doesn't go into mental health issues. Eh? You know, some of you understand Uganda. So someone told us that he was in a taxi and it was time for school fees. And the guy had looked everywhere. He had tried everything, he had called his friends and so on, and no one was promising anything. But the children were going to school, and at home there was no food. So as they were driving in the taxi, they just had someone from the back, but I know who. Eh? Meaning that he has failed, let him just take courage and sleep. Yeah. Because he has a father, he's really trying so hard, but there's nothing, and he's against the wall. Just know that there's what? There's a problem. If stress levels reach a certain area, now it transits to mental health issues. You just find someone running mad. Eh? So these issues are likely to increase because something has not been done. Government cannot sit idly by when the population is not happy.
Schools in Mali City. I had an idea about Schedule 5, what is allowed and what is not allowed, requirements. And I was also thinking, like my colleague here, though he has mentioned it, I'm going to elaborate a bit because we are coming from different environments, that among the allowed requirements, why not include emergencies? Because we have government granted schools, but since government took over these schools from the communities, they have never come on the ground to put up even a toilet. It is a parent who is doing all infrastructural development. Now, if this law says parents should not contribute, then we are going to close those schools. Two, as it is raining, especially in this economic zone, we are afraid some toilets are going to collapse in. And when they collapse in, it means the children have nowhere to go. Automatically, the school has to close down. Health Act also comes into play, and they say close down the school. And getting government to come on the ground and put up a new toilet to salvage the emergency that is needed, that one takes another financial year. Now, how will the school be operating? What parents have been doing, they are the ones who have been coming in such cases and helping to put things right. So that is what I will also think.
Unless out of this discussion, we are going to communicate back to indicate to government to come down to pick on these government-aided secondary schools for construction, because like my brother said, most of them are being supported by parents' contribution towards construction.
Government has a policy of not constructing latrines for teachers in government primary schools. They only construct latrines for pupils. In light of that, where the parents find the children, I want to read, I did my own research, and the children told me when the teachers come into the latrine, which they share with the learners, the other children have to allocate so that the pupils run out and the teacher enters. You can see the situation. I am very sure I've done statistics in my district. There are very few schools that have teachers latrines. So you imagine the situation. And some parents are not willing to see their children go to the same latrine with their teachers. Some parents are not willing when you invite them in the meeting. So as we discuss this regulation, look at that. This is a very serious gap in our schools.
But also there is a fine that schools charge these children here, especially when there is a minimum strike. There's a school recently which had a strike in Seville. I won't mention the name. I have a child there. And they broke a TV. So this school has about 800 children and above. Each child was fined 100,000 shillings. When you look at the equitability between the TV and the 100,000 shillings that they are making it mandatory for a parent to pay for such a fine, it was not very realistic or was very reasonable. So we request that you also think about the fines, regulate the fines that schools charges on the children. And then also, we repeat again.
I'm called Nabila Letitia, the District Inspector of Schools, Kiboko. Today we are here in Mbale Resort attending a consultative meeting about school charges and fees. I raised a concern about the 1,000 shillings needed by the Church of Uganda from every learner per term in our district. So I was of a view that if this regulation ministry is coming up with should also reflect that, because it is causing a lot of challenges in the district, because parents are not willing to pay the 1,000, but even us as a department, for example, my DO has been resisting it because he wanted the official communication from the ministry. Should we go ahead and allow the parents pay the 1,000? But we had not gotten yet communication. But in this meeting, it was not reflected in the regulation. So I'm appealing to ministry that that part should be included in this regulation, because it protects us. I can give an example of my DO. Is a Church of Uganda guy, is a Protestant. Now, when the bishops from Church of Uganda are pushing for something, and for him is becoming against it, he's not protected at all. So I'm appealing to ministry such that they can include it there, because it is also affecting really parents are struggling. And again, we believe it is the church which should do. Adeke Esther is my name. I am the acting district education officer at Tabuja, district local government. I want to appreciate the fact that the ministry has finally come up with this regulation. I think it is really going to give a very big support to education office. We have been facing so much challenges, most especially when it comes to charging of tuition in the schools. You realize that it varies from one school to another, and there's no regulation anywhere at all. And this means that the parents are really exploited to a greater extent, because some of the fees we do not understand for what. But now that the regulation has come into play, I think we are going to minimize these challenges, because we have had so many scenarios. Money is being extorted from parents, but we do not know how are they using this money. But now this regulation is of great importance, because every school is going to we are going to understand. Every school will keep understanding why they should charge a certain amount of money, and is it in law, is it in order for them to charge such amount of money. And I think also it will also help, especially also our private schools, in where they are, everyone is having their own ways of charging money. But if now that this law is going to come into existence, I believe everything will be put right. Even the private schools will understand ways they are really going to charge this money. To me, I think